Hello everyone and welcome back to Ringside Recap. I'm your host Jay's Game Spot and I'm alongside with my other co-host. If you want to introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Amit from At the World of Amit.
And in today's episode we are going through Raw and Smackdown that happened this week. So let's get into it.
So, so we kicked off SmackDown with the Queen of the Ring semi-finals of the SmackDown bracket, right? So, which is Nia Jax versus Bianca Belair. So, what did you think of this match, Jay? So, I think it was a nice match, but I don't know if I wanted Nia to win, you know?
I mean Nia Jax winning kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
In my personal opinion at least, because she's being presented as a monster heel.
yeah.
Like no one can beat her, and surprisingly, she actually won against Belair cleanly, which I did not expect.
Yeah,
I don't know, a roll up or something like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they sold that knee angle, I see.
It means that you're getting presented as maybe the next best thing.
Yeah, I mean, now,
No, she can go there.
yeah, yeah. I think the same thing. She might win now because my pick was probably Bianca beating Nia Jax and then eventually winning the Queen of the Ring. But yeah, because I think Nia has gone through now. She's my pick for the winner now. So I mean, yeah. So I was actually thinking, is she gonna be able to do the KOD at all? Because like I was like, how is she gonna lift Nia Jax and gonna do the whole move, right? So I was, I was getting scared that something bad might happen when I was watching this match. But yeah.
Don't know who injured me.
Yeah, I think they're just selling that, right? I don't think she's really injured. I think they're just
Telling that is actually incredible.
Yeah. I think they're doing something similar on the men's side as well, where I think Randy is selling his knee injury. So yeah, so I think so. So you also pick Naya to win against Lyra Valkyria, is it? So you don't give
Yeah,
Lyra a chance.
I think Nia versus Bailey be a good match because it has lots of history. If you take back 3 years, 2 years, Nia Jax was very bad in the ring.
Yeah,
She has this feud with Bailey.
yeah,
So they can run that feud back. I don't mind that. As long as Nia Jax doesn't then win the championship, then I'm happy.
yeah. Let's see what happens. It's interesting. So let's see what happens to the final in King of the Ring. It'll be a nice match. The only thing I don't know how it's again the power game, right? So I like one thing I was thinking about when Bianca was not able to do the KOD is how is Lyra going to do her move on Nia Jax? Right? It's just impossible. So I was thinking Nia is surely going to win. Hey, one sec. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So I think what happened after this match was like in the background, this is a potential new feud. So I don't know if you want to see Tiffany and Bianca have a feud after this, right?
That feud is SummerSlam WrestleMania worthy. Tiffany Shrine is actually pretty, her what say teasing of when people are injured is actually pretty good. She's a very great heel.
Yeah.
I mean, she deserved to win Queen of the Ring, but I think Money in the Bank suits her more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. Money in the Bank to Tiffany will be very nice, right? She tried to cash in and not happening or whatever, and that drama will be very nice. The only thing I'll say about Tiffany is I miss her original theme songs. I don't know why they had to change it. That's so perfect for her.
This theme song isn't that bad.
Isn't that bad? Yeah. To be fair, it isn't that bad as well. So I think one other thing which happened while in the backstage segment was new the new match which is going to happen in King of the Ring, right? So we have this new tag team titles on the line match. So do you see an upset here? Do you think? I don't see it, right?
Not in the middle.
Yeah,
They would probably put it on the actual card because this match is happening at the pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see what upset. I feel bad for Indy Hartwell and cancelling because I have back-to-back pre-show matches. But I mean, at least they're getting booked on them.
That is true. That is true. And they did have a nice angle, right? They do have like a small storyline, I suppose, which is developing.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing, another wish I have, right? Again, they split the undisputed in the women's division also, right? So you just can get more titles on women because there's so many wrestlers out there. I think even on the men's side, slowly I'm feeling that there's so much talent out there that it's not really. I mean, there's not that many titles in the thing, but yeah, that's one way to look at it. One, yeah. So I think next we had the Grayson Waller effect, which wasn't there for a while, right? I think we hadn't seen this show for a while. So and
Yeah,
it was kind of
it's elimination chamber. Yeah.
right.
Last time I remember.
Yeah, yeah. That was against that. Who was that in that?
Cody Rhodes and Seth. I mean, it was
Oh yeah,
originally supposed to be The Rock, but you know, obviously plans changed. But it was Seth and Cody Rhodes.
yeah. So I mean, this one was just to set up the three-man tag team match, right? I think I didn't know that this match was happening. Wonderful match. They just trash talking LA Knight in the beginning, and then LA Knight coming into the ring, and then talking smack, right? I think Hayes and LA. I think I love the chemistry they have in the ring, so that looks good. Overall, yeah, a super fast-paced match. I love this match. Like all the Street Profits and like especially Montez Ford and Hayes in the ring was very nice.
Black is so good, you know.
Yeah,
You get so much airtime as well.
yeah, that's true. I don't know if the tag team championships also are gonna move away from A-Town down under, right? I think Grayson Waller got the pin for this match. So do you think the title changing hands? Because I think not much is happening to the tag team championships on both Raw and SmackDown, isn't it?
Yeah. So personally, I think A-Town Down Under will lose the titles. Maybe at Money in the Bank in July. I think they will have a solid match between them and the Street Profits again. Obviously they cheat, so they're gonna cheat to win.
Yeah.
And also they had a segment with DIY, I think.
Yeah.
So that might actually set up a triple threat match.
Yeah.
Which actually I don't mind it because DIY need to win the tag title because they're so entertaining. And in that segment, they actually was presented as a heel. So, I mean, heel DIY, I wouldn't mind that. But yeah, so I think they will lose it at Money in the Bank or later. I mean, I don't mind as long as they stop losing and defend the tag titles.
Yeah. I think previous to getting that, I mean, we predicted that WrestleMania result, right? So, but them losing now I mean, they're like A-Town Down Under were getting beat up all the time, right? So now that they have the champion, they aren't defending that much. But I think when they defend it the first time or the second time, I think they're going to lose it, right? That's what it feels like. Cool. So I think we had a small segment for Blair Davenport as well. So I think I don't know if you have had a chance to watch her in NXT that much. For me, it just seemed like
a bit. This promo segment, if you want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty good. Excited to see who her first feud is. I would say Tiffany Stratton because I think I don't know if they're both heels, if that would work, but you know, Blair Davenport is basically like, I'm better than you, and I can prove that. Whereas Tiffany is, you know, tip time, obviously, but I think, you know, she should feud with Tiffany, maybe at Injured Bianca, or, you know, Candice LeRae or something like that.
Yeah.
I just want her to be booked in a good way and not lose all the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, she's not going to win a championship anytime soon, but I hope she gets presented like she can win a championship.
Yeah, I think her presentation for me seemed almost like it reminded me of like Norwegian black metal, right? Like with it kind of.
Yeah,
It, I think even her promo had some sort of a thing happening in the background there with that kind of music. Yeah, very eerie. I don't know. Maybe she teams up with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, right? They set up a
ooh,
faction.
yeah,
God, again.
that's a good shout.
Yeah, so that becomes a new faction as well. So yeah, so that's on that segment. Then we moved on to Cody and Logan's promos, I guess. I enjoyed this
Yeah,
segment actually quite a lot. Uh,
and
again,
that's a
like
good segment.
yeah. So I think when Logan came down the ring, he started talking all smack like I'm smarter than you and stuff like this.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, and then Cody coming back and saying that see you're never going to be good enough until you like prove day in and day out and stuff like this. It's kind of uh, now in hindsight, I somehow feel that the title not being on the line from Logan makes sense somehow.
yeah, yeah, because Logan's a coward.
Yeah,
He's been presented as a coward, so I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I don't think Cody Rhodes. I don't want him to be a double champion.
yeah,
So
exactly.
I,
Yeah,
to be honest, like in my personal opinion, double champions are just I don't know. I mean, exception from Roman. Um, obviously Bridge double champion until he merged it into one.
yeah,
I like how they just merge it into one and create a
yeah.
new championship.
Yeah, that makes more sense, right? I mean, the other thing is US title. Already we have so many people who need the title, right? But then
Yeah, that is true.
it'll just tie it up.
Cody
It's
Rhodes,
tied up with Cody. Yeah,
no one's gonna get it anytime soon.
yeah, yeah. So good. So I think yeah, and then there's a funny segment, right? I didn't. We had some brass knucks shenanigans here, right? So he got checked, and yeah, it was a little silly in the end, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I didn't mind it.
yeah, it was a fun segment though. Yeah, so so let's see what happens in the match, right? I still think that it's going to be a good match, overall because I
Yeah,
think Logan is a good.
maybe a DQ finish
Yeah,
because he might have a spare brass knuckle in his uh costume or whatever.
yeah. Yeah, that's true. Uh, cool. So I think moving on to the next this one I think next we had the small segment which you spoke about earlier, right? I think where
Yeah,
DIY might also be in contention for the tag teams champions. So let's see where that goes. Uh, so then we had this match, very short match, I think, with
yeah.
Bailey and Chelsea Green.
Like that ad break and it's over.
Yeah,
Watching it,
yeah,
ad
exactly.
and then it was literally
Yeah. One thing which happened though is like she got killed by Piper Niven. That's
yeah.
what happened.
And I just wanted to touch over that because that might build up Bailey versus Piper Niven at Clash of the Castle
Yeah.
because Piper Niven is
Oh
face,
yeah, 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 yeah,
so the
yeah.
crowd might like her.
Yeah, it's true.
Who knows? But
I wouldn't
Piper
mind.
Niven has improved in the ring, so she deserves.
Yeah, I wouldn't
She
mind. I wouldn't mind she
I mean,
becoming a new champion.
she's not gonna win, but
I mean, I wouldn't mind to be honest because I think I somehow feel like we need some championship changes, right? Like it feels like we don't have any twists like this Triple H era is just like people retaining championships all the time.
yeah, that is true.
Uh,
I think as it's the Triple H era, I think we're gonna get some twists in some title matches.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, maybe it's not Bailey, but I wouldn't mind if Piper Niven wins as well, and then as soon as she wins, she loses it after 2 weeks or something like that, right? Stuff like that, if it happens, it's fine. Uh, so let's see if Clash of the Castle match, and I think this after this, right, this AJ thing is becoming quite interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he a face now? I don't know.
I don't think so. He did say in the thing in the promo, he said, "Oh, if I don't get the opportunity, then I think he said, I'll do something about it."
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I started thinking he's going to leave WWE because he's not getting anything. It seems like a very sad story, right? Because he used to be like super aggressive and he's tried to do all these things, but now he's suddenly like begging for opportunities and he's like, please consider me and stuff like this, and no one gives a. It reminded me of Baron Corbin, that bum ass Corbin vibes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I hope this doesn't go in a bad direction, right? Because I love AJ, right? I don't mind him winning stuff at all.
Imagine if AJ Styles won Money in the Bank. I would love
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. So when is Money in the Bank? Is it after the Clash of the Castle then?
July.
Right. Right.
Also after.
So it's after Clash of the Castle, right? Then. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't mind him winning. That'll be nice. That'll be
Or at
nice.
least be an in.
Yeah. He needs something right now because he's left out after the Cody feud, right? And losing the King of the Ring match as well.
Match with LA Knight or Cody Rhodes. Hopefully, one of the two.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I thought about. So if LA Knight wins the US Championship, then that can be a feud, and eventually AJ becomes the US champion. So that's a good, because he needs. I don't think he becomes the WWE champion again. At least he gets a US championship.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I think he needed to get drafted to Raw to get one more world championship like run.
Right.
And I think the title on Raw can be, anyone can have.
Anyone can. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if Drew wins it, do you want him to lose quickly again?
No. The thing with Drew, his story, he, like I wouldn't mind if he lost that clash at the
Yeah.
castle, but I don't think he will. But like story-wise, if CM Punk music plays, he gets distracted, and then he loses like that, and then we get maybe actually, but if Gunther wins the King of the Ring, then
He gets a title shot, right? So Gunther needs to have battled against
I was
Cody.
thinking that he might challenge the Intercontinental Champion, but I don't think that would happen. But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually thinking in WrestleMania that Damian Priest is going to go after some other title altogether. That's how it was happening. Anyway, so let's see. We will watch the space. What happens with AJ? But I hope he doesn't get pushed to the side. Then yeah, I think Andrade after getting drafted hasn't come, right? So we had this small segment with Andrade and this LWO, right? I don't know if he's gonna get drafted into not LWO, Legado del Fantasma, right?
Maybe. I mean, the segment hinted he won't. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. So that's another. Then I think in the end we slowly move on to the end of the show, right? So I think just before that we had this ongoing stuff with Solo speaking to Roman or being the tribal chief,
Yeah.
right? And then Paul Heyman being scared.
And Solo will just stay quiet like he always used to do.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see Solo speaking actually, right? It's nice. He's good. He's not like.
If you're a tribal chief, then you actually have to speak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and I think then we had the main event for SmackDown, Randy Orton versus Tama Tonga. So
I'd say a very good match. Yeah. So I mean, obviously Randy was winning, but in my head I was like, imagine if Tama Tonga won.
yeah,
I'd be like, oh my god, no way. But I mean, if Tama Tonga won, then I think Gunther automatically wins.
right.
Because no way they make Gunther lose two massive PLE matches in a row.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, this was, like you said, a very good match. I think I kind of we knew that Orton was going to win, right? So because and then potentially, something happens to the bloodline when Roman. I don't know. Again, when we say when Roman comes back, we don't know when that is, right? So how quickly, how long it's going to take?
Like August maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So we had. Yeah, I think after in the end we had KO coming in for the save. So bloodline destruction.
Predict that he would come back. I think it would be Solo versus Kevin Owens at Clash of the Castle.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
one other thing which I was thinking also because of the bloodline is that them costing Randy out in the match at King of the Ring.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I think they will, and that's how Gunther wins, so they can
Sort of protect. Yeah.
Randy Orton
Yeah.
away, so he doesn't really lose clean.
Yeah.
He loses due to interference. So yeah, I hope they do it, but I don't know. You know, it's WWE, so you don't know what's gonna
Anything's gonna happen. Yeah.
exactly. Randy could even win.
I highly doubt that. If he wins, he's on SmackDown, right? So
Yeah,
he
so
cannot
so the
Randy versus Cody then.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think we went over it, but there was a segment where Cody Rhodes was walking, and then Randy
Yeah.
Orton spoke to him,
Yeah.
and it hinted at a feud. I mean, Randy looked straight at the belt,
Yeah.
like when he greeted.
I mean, they have a past as well, right? The legacy and
Yeah.
all of that. So it's
I mean, I don't think it would happen yet. I think they would like save it for a little bit, but I hope it actually.
now that I think about it, if Gunther wins, he doesn't have. Who is he going to challenge? Is he going to challenge Drew at SummerSlam
Maybe.
or even Damien at SummerSlam? Drew versus Gunther. I mean, what happens? There's a CM Punk angle as well, right? I don't know.
Yeah. That is very true.
So you Randy Orton might win actually. That's the interesting bit. Let's see. So I think that yeah. So I think overall a good show. I think that wraps up SmackDown before King of the Ring. So yeah. So let's move on to Raw. Yeah. So I think we kicked off Raw with the IC championship sort of build up for King of the Ring. So we had Sami Zayn and Chad Gable match. I don't know what you think about this Alpha Academy thing, right? Chad being like just being an ass basically to them, and
the story is good. I like it. It's probably gonna, Chad Gable's probably gonna get a new faction when Otis and all that switches. That might happen at Kingdom Queen Ring.
Yeah.
Because I saw that Otis and Alpha Academy are in Saudi Arabia, so who knows. But yeah, so it would be, I think it would be Gable, and then the Creed brothers as a new faction. That, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. The Creed brothers do need some screen time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think that might happen. They might change factions, and also during this match we had this weird QR code, isn't it? So I don't know whether the new faction comes in King of the Ring or not. I mean, it's essentially the Bray Wyatt Uncle Howdy thing, right?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it because I don't know, because I think it will happen at Clash at the Castle. I think it will happen there, or at Kingdom Queen Ring. I mean, I wouldn't mind either. But
yeah.
As long as they actually debut.
Yeah, it's been too long of a build up now. It's high time they came now. So yeah, I think this match was pretty good. So I think like we spoke about Otis having the distraction and Chad kind of winning. I think then we had also Otis coming in and apologizing to him and so do you have a again Bronson Reed, right? I don't think we see him winning, but let.
I mean, you never know who would win because Triple H can just make anyone win. And,
yeah.
And I wouldn't mind anyone winning.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes sense for Chad Gable to win. Also makes sense for Bronson to win. Kind of makes sense for Sammy to retain as well.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do is that if Chad wins, then it's almost like, okay, the Alpha Academy helped him to win, and then he gets a championship, and then he lets them go, and he just joins up with Creed Brothers and starts his faction, right?
That
That'll be nice to see. and then the reaction of Otis, and maybe I don't know. Sammy has a faction. Why not?
Yeah.
So
Everyone have a faction.
yeah. So yeah, then we had this whole murder segment, right? So where Braun Breaker basically killed this guy.
Oh,
Oh, God, this was such a like. I mean, he was just spearing him from like multiple places. So he just ran and speared him once. So he basically went into the ambulance. And we also had Braun Breaker getting into losing control and sort of interrupting this feud, right? So where we had
yeah.
him spearing Ricochet as well. So yeah, it's nice. So has Ilya and Braun happened in NXT? Do you know what have?
Yeah, I think so. It has. Let me. Um. Yeah. I think it has once or twice.
Yeah, it'll be. I'd like to see that match as well. So
Yeah.
so we have something developing for Braun Breaker
But
finally.
also, where is Dijak? Like,
Dijak, yeah.
I wanted him to debut, but I think they're just making a story for him.
Well, he had some sort of a faction, right? When he and one other person was there on Raw, right? Was it? Yeah, it was what is that? Retribution or something like that, right? With
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali.
That was
That was bad. That was bad. Yeah, that's true. That was very bad.
yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we have more NXT stuff coming in and they start getting, because we were getting irritated that Braun is not getting some sort of meaningful stuff happen to him. So it's good that he's getting something together now. Cool. So I think then we can also talk about this whole dynamic within Judgment Day. So one, Damien is probably going to lose. I mean, I don't know. He's going to lose probably. I don't think he's like the super favored champion. He's also breaking his relationship with Finn Balor because he's not concentrating on the tag team champions. Carlito coming in the middle. So I don't know. What do you think is going to happen with Judgment Day?
Yeah, very good question because it can be booked many ways, but I see it as somehow Finn Balor turns on Damien,
Yeah,
and then Damien gets kicked out in replace for Carlito or someone else.
yeah,
Maybe Dijak.
yeah,
Maybe,
yeah,
but,
yeah. So
but
it's because Carlito cannot lead
Damien
this
versus
group for sure.
Damien versus Finn Balor at some PME,
Yeah,
maybe SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. Yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That'll be nice. And Finn becoming his evil self again will be
Yeah,
nice
but
as well.
he has to win because he lost
He's been losing too many.
times in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably why they haven't brought his persona back because can't make him lose again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so they had this match against, they actually had a title match, right, against the Awesome Truth. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of shocked that they wouldn't win, but I think Miz and R-Truth are defending the championships every week, and they are actually somehow getting helped by someone or the other, and they end up retaining, right? So this is good. It's good for the championship, and then in this case, I think Braun Strowman helped them out, right? So that's what happened in this case. So do you see maybe Braun Strowman doing something? I mean, I don't know. It seems like he's just his him being back has not he has nothing. It's similar to Braun Breaker. Right? He has nothing going on really as of now.
Yeah, I think they'll build a story up with him, and
Hopefully the Uncle Howdy faction, right? So maybe he has something
yeah,
because he has links with the Wyatt family. So maybe something happens to him there. Because I used to love Braun Strowman. He's pretty good.
yeah, but I don't know what brand the Uncle Howdy faction would be on.
Yeah, that's another thing, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So hopefully they sort that out, and if they're on Raw, which they'll probably be on Raw, then Braun Strowman may be the first opponent.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's see. Uh, then I mean we had then the Raw bracket of the Queen of the Ring finals almost, right? The Raw bracket finals. Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria.
I
Uh,
actually didn't expect Lyra to win. I thought Io Sky was gonna win, but
yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's what even I thought.
this era just pushes so much talent when
Talent
it
through.
gets to Vince McMahon era. So props to Triple H with building stories. If Lyra wins the whole tournament, which I doubt it, if Liv becomes champion at King and Queen of the Ring, then they can have a match because they've been having backstage segments,
Yeah,
Liv Morgan slapping her
yeah,
and all that. So
yeah. So I mean, I didn't expect Lyra to come this far itself, right? I think even previous to Io, I don't know if she beat somebody, right? I think even that was unexpected to me. But she's come through the final. Awesome. Zoe Stark, yeah. So I think even she, that was an upset as per me, right? So it's good on Triple H, and like you said, she and Liv can be a nice feud. But I'm not sure Liv will win. I mean, she has to win, but I think I don't know. I mean, lately over the last few weeks, I'm not liking Liv that much. Not that I want. It's just that I don't know. She got killed by Becky, right? As in this promo, so not sure if like otherwise, or else do it like this, right? So Liv becomes the champion, maybe short reign, and then she gives it over to somebody else. Because I don't know if Liv is that good of a champion to sort of retain it for long periods of time, you know. So yeah, so let's see what happens in the King of the Ring. Then we have the Karrion Cross bit, right, where he is uh, trying to work with New Day. I don't know. Is this a good thing? Is he trying to recruit them? Is he trying to
I
kill them?
mean, when Karrion Cross feuds with a superstar, it, it, it it's weird because then in a few months they turn heel.
Yeah, it's
I,
yeah,
I don't mind it. It's good like storytelling. I don't know how they turn heel, but maybe because of all the mind games hanging across pulls. So maybe through the New Day split up. I mean,
yeah,
I really would not want that to happen
yeah. Same
because
here.
then
They're probably one of the
I
most
mean,
over baby faces, right? Like a New Day is such a happy uh, bunch of people, so you don't want them to turn heel, to be honest. Yeah, let's see with what happens with this carrying cross. We had Sonya Deville coming in. Again, I don't think she's like a super big star, but somehow the
I
this
thought she
might
got rid.
sorry.
I thought Sonya Deville got released because there were
Right.
lots of stars that got released.
Yeah, I think this somehow ties in with the winners, right? I think the Shayna and Zoe won the Fatal Four Way. I personally love this match because there's so many uh, moves and it's so chaotic. Uh, but yeah, I think Sonya Deville has something to do with them winning, and then, like I said, if we can split the women's division up, women's tag team titles up, it'll be nice, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, quickly moving on to the other few backstage segments, we have Drew speaking facts again. That just reminding everybody that Damien is again acting like Seth and not focused and stuff like this about Damien. So I don't know if they still don't have the. So that's not a match at King of the Ring, right? That Damien is not defending anything at King of the Ring. So
No, I didn't.
it's probably the clash of the. I don't know. There's no segment around Judgment Day, Drew, CM Punk, nothing happening at King of the Ring. So it seems sort of slow burner at this moment.
Yeah.
Uh, and then we have these things happening in Raw where Ludwig is just sort of speaking crap about Sheamus from the last few weeks. So I don't know why he's doing that, but he's going to get pumped, I think, once Sheamus is back. So these few things, and then finally we move into the main event, which is Gunther versus Jay. So
Uso's entrance was actually awesome.
yeah, Jay Uso's entrance is just becoming better week by week, right? So they're doing this new thing where people are walking from behind the sort of curtain, I suppose, and then entering. So that's nice. But then Jay's one was really, really awesome, right? So we have these beautiful. We've got to give credit to the France crowd. They kicked this off. They did the lights thing, right? And yeah, overall this match was nice. I think as usual, Gunther mode is just brutal, right? He just, my God, he's gonna kill somebody with those chops one day. I feel like, my God, man, like any wrestler or any match he's in, they have always red welts on their chest, right? It's always there. It's yeah. So basically, Jay loses this match, right? So I don't know if a lot of people would have guessed it, because we didn't know quite Gunther would win it, Jay would win it, because Jay was, I mean, so over, right? So in fact, I would have, if Jay was going to lose, I might as well have Ilya lose here, but I don't know, So we still got a very good match, so I'm happy with that. So I think that's a wrap up on the Raw, right? So I don't know if you had any other specific points on Raw which you want to talk about, or any other things to cover as such in wrestling as a whole.
One, because in the King of the Ring, tournament, Gunther has been winning using different submissions.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of when Bret Hart won King of the Ring, using like different finishing moves.
Yeah.
Like a roll up, different submissions. So yeah, I like that. I mean, that's basically it. I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, that's that. So then that's a wrap up of Raw this week, right? So I think we then now move on to our next segment, which is our King of the Ring predictions, right? So
yeah,
the card on King of the Ring looks lean. I mean, I don't know if I'm just saying this because of the WrestleMania card and the last PLEs. Even Backlash was a little lean. But we have this, I think, this title match with Jade, Bianca versus Indy and Lyra. I think we both, I guess, agree that it's going to be Jade and Bianca moving forward, right? I don't know. 100%. Yeah. I don't know when they lose it. Like, I think we're all predicting that one of those two become heel and they turn on each other. So we'll have to see, because there's no real strong women's tag team championship have always not been that great. It's never been that good. We've not had great feuds on this title, right? So they should do something more meaningful to this, hopefully. But I think at least in this PLE, I think they retain for sure. And I think the next match we have is Becky versus Liv. So who do you have winning in this match?
You know what? I'm going Liv. I'm going Liv because, I don't. Becky Lynch as champion, has she defended it at all? I don't think she has.
Yeah.
Maybe once, but it makes sense to be Liv until Rhea comes back.
Yeah.
And then Rhea versus Liv.
Yeah.
That makes more sense than Becky retaining, but I wouldn't mind either way. But I think Liv will win.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think Liv will win, but the only thing I would say is that, I mean, Becky doesn't need a championship to really do what she does. Like, she could just have a feud with anybody and it'll still be nice. She's good on the mic. She wrestles pretty regularly, so I think she'll be fine without a belt. Liv needs a push. If she loses, I mean, Liv is just then down the pecking order, right? So Liv has to win. So that's the right booking according to me as well. So let's see what happens. Then I think the last match, not the last match, the next match is Intercontinental Championship. Who do you have winning on this one?
You know what? I'm gonna say Chad Gable.
Okay.
Because, as I've said before, it makes sense for the story for Chad to win it. So yeah, that's my prediction.
I slightly would go for a change. I'll say Sammy retains, because I don't know, again, maybe I'm just thinking about the theme of him holding the championship for a longer time. I don't know, but I'm happy if Chad wins, right? I want Chad to win because he's not had a singles championship at all so far, right? So he'll deserve it if he gets crowned, and it'll also tie in with the storyline that's happening with the Alpha Academy. So I hope Chad wins, but I somehow feel that Sami might win, and that's because of Triple H's booking. Uh, Bronson's not winning for sure. That's what we can agree on. Yeah, moving on to the next match, we have the Queen of the Ring tournament finals, Naya versus Lyra. This is a very interesting match, but I feel like Naya will win, right? That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think Nia wins, but Triple H could just make Lyra win.
Yeah. Very true. The only challenge in that is she's gonna get a roll up win or something like this, right? She's not gonna be able to do her move on. If she does, then she deserves to win. That much I'll say. Cool. So then I think the next one is the men's King of the Ring match, Gunther versus Randy. So who do you have winning here?
Well, Gunther, but I really want Randy to win, but I don't think he will. So
Yeah.
I'll just say Gunther.
Yeah, Gunther winning for me as well. It's going to be an awesome match.
Whoever wins this match, maybe will win the championship.
Yes,
on their
agreed.
own brand.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I mean that's something we didn't touch upon at the Queen of the Ring, right? So I think if Nia wins, she's on SmackDown, right? So she challenges Bailey, isn't it? So then she potentially wins the championship there as well. So yeah, I mean both sides, whoever wins might get the title. That's a pretty good. I mean, I'm looking forward to this match more than anything. You know, it's going to be because both are. I can't see how Gunther dominates Randy Orton, right? It's something to witness if that really happens. Then I think we have the final match, Cody versus Logan. I'm not so. I don't know whether this will be a good or a bad match. I'm just hoping that there was one line where Cody told Logan, right? Oh yeah, okay, fine, you've improved. You just do a flip, basically, right? That's not that impressive. Yeah, let's see how good Logan is in the ring with Cody, right? That's what I'm looking forward to see here. But if Logan wins, yeah, it's gonna be chaos day after tomorrow. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
I think Cody wins for sure. Maybe a DQ victory. I think it would be.
Yeah.
I think Cody wins.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have some of these guys with prime bottles coming in and trying to do something, and yeah, that may happen. Cool. So I think that's all the matches. So yeah, we'll see on the next. We'll see each other on the next one.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We will be back Sunday to review King and Queen of the Ring, so make sure you guys check out that, and see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.